Welcome to Social Genius, brought to you by Drunk on Social, where we help you stay ahead of social media trends, share the latest news, and highlight the strategies that are working to help you grow your business. Now let's join our hosts, Tristan and Jeff, in 3, 2, 1.
Gain attention by creating some form of a shift in your content every few seconds. In this week's Social Genius podcast, we share a conversation with Zachary Foust, another incredible speaker from our Taste of SocialCon virtual event. Zach shares great ideas for creating content, how to develop great hooks, and ultimately how to simply solve problems for your followers. This episode is full of actionable things that you can implement tomorrow. So let's tune in now.
Zach, welcome to SocialCon, Taste of SocialCon, Zach.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for being here.
Of course.
Is this your new office, man?
Yeah, this is the new digs. It's not fully set up yet. You're kind of getting the non-finished whatevs, but yeah, I got the cam all good and we're here. You might see me messing around with stuff as I'm going through. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just excited to get into I've seen you guys teasing the full event in January, and we just talked about that. If y'all don't have a ticket for that, that's silly because I'm so excited to go to an event.
We're excited to hang out with you, brother. It's going to be fun, man. I hope you're a bourbon drinker because that's all we've been talking about all day.
I'll drink bourbon. I'm not a bourbon drinker, but I'll partake.
Sure. Let's do it.
I love it. All right, Zach, let's start with this. What are you focusing on for 2023 when it comes to social media?
I'm focusing on the system around the game right now, making sure our distribution strategy for our content going out is seamless, making sure that the agents on our team have access and the know-how to not only our videographer, but, our editors and for myself personally, putting myself in places where it's my highest and best use. And I think as real estate agents, we always just think we got to do the trend on Reels or TikTok. But there's nothing on the landing page. There's no remarketing ads videos that follow them. There's no video that goes out in your action plan. There's nothing that goes out during your transaction. There's no, something post-close checking in. We focus so much time on that beginning, and so have I for so long. So it's 2023 has been, and 2022 has been about just bolstering the systems around our content and making sure we're where we need to be, not just at the beginning.
All right. And are you focusing on one social outlet more than the other, or is it going all in on all equally? What does that look like?
I put a lot of bread into the baskets of Facebook, Meta, and Google, mainly because they kind of have their hands in multiple pots. Because with Google, I can do Google PPC, I could do display network, I could also show up in your Gmail, I can also make a YouTube video. Then on Facebook, I also have control over Instagram. There's a few different ways they show ads, stories, videos, posts. So just between those two, those were normally run. I do run some TikTok ads, and that runs just like Facebook.
I like that, man. Yeah. I like that a lot. I am watching you jump in deeper onto Facebook, which is cool to see too.
Getting a little bit more there on Facebook. Yeah. And it's been getting a lot of organic reach, more so than normal. Right. Like the last 6-8 months, really, it's been consistent.
All right. I like that, man. And when it comes to short videos, are you throwing those onto YouTube Shorts as well? What's the plan there?
All right. So with the short form videos, this is where we're really kicking it up a notch. We've been doing that distribution now last 6 to 8 months, really been locking in. When something goes on the one platform, it's going on to all of them.
Okay.
We have it set up, and it's not super difficult, to where when we post a video, it goes ahead and downloads into a Google Drive without the logo. And then our VAs are able to take them in and redistribute them out to our YouTube Short, which I think is extremely important. We have templates around those, make sure the caption, description, contact information, all the, everything has to go through our approval, but making sure YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, and TikTok are receiving everything. Facebook Reels have been going crazy too.
What is your, when you guys, because obviously You mentioned in the beginning a videographer, and I think that for a lot of people is what is going to be that barrier for them to say, yeah, there's no way I can't afford that. I can't get into that game. But at the same token, anybody who follows you knows that, you're really known for these videos, like, and you're very passionate.
That's exactly what I do as well. Yeah.
Well, actually, I think you're doing it with your thumb, but that's what it feels like, right? I love them. I mean, they're very engaging. But talk a little bit more about that kind of the difference between how can I be creating and be as, have such a pulverizing and powerful personality, and not have to pay and have an entire staff to create a bunch of content.
Batching would be the first thing. It's a very boring thing to say. Shoot it consistently at the same time. Get the candle lit, put on the outfit, have your 5 to 6 ideas in front of you, and shoot a good amount at the same time. Like, no one sits down and makes one call, right?
Oh.
At a showing tour, you don't just go to one home. Shoot 5, 6, 7 pieces of content. Shoot a good amount so that you don't have the pressure. It's just like, you haven't created any content today, Greg. You can't do anything. You're stupid. You're not successful. You're going to die, because we overdo it in our brain. But if we just take the opportunity to schedule in like 3 things, when I was making content on my own, I had 3 things in my schedule. I had time for creation, I had time for editing, and I actually had time for learning, like whether it was learning an editing style or something like that, or actually just like scrolling with the conscious thought of, what do I like? What do I not like? What grabs my attention? What's not? What's trending? What's not? Why they do it this way? Like looking at the viral videos. Why are they viral? Really dissecting them. And those were like the main things that helped me to, and like you said, Jeff, most all my stuff on TikTok is shot with my thumb in my hand. You're absolutely right. But the focus on it right now, especially with short form, guys, is there's so many people who really want to hear about the real estate market. There's a lot of people out there that actually want to hear about homes.
All right. So how do you figure? Because I also hear the opposite, right? By the way, I agree. I agree with you.
Yeah, I haven't seen a time in the time I've been adulting. I have not seen a time where more adults, especially my age, care about what's going on, or at least have a gauge of what's going on. They know mortgage interest rates are high. They know inflation's going on. And there's so many different voices. Like, Martin, why are videos going viral? Because I'm talking about subjects that have viral attention. I don't have to be viral. I just have to bring the message in a viral way. I take what's being watched. And right now, you go any day and search up something around the real estate market. There's hundreds of articles, all these different places. And so in the short form world, all you need to do is gain their first 5 to 7 seconds of attention to hook them in. You do something, and my page, that's pretty much all I try to do. Gain the attention with something that's provoking in the educational realm, and they'll sit and listen. And this is like the first time, like the last 5 to 6 months, that I've seen more real estate educational videos go viral.
But I think I think it's delivery. You said it, and the comment you made was, I figured out how to put it out in a viral way. And I think for most that heard you say that, the first question was, how is that? How do you do that?
Knowing the system. The first thing I'm looking at, obviously, is the hook. All right. I want to know immediately, first second, like,
so happy Thursday. Happy Thursday is not the way I should start my
Happy
video.
Thursday. What's going on, everyone? Hey, thought I'd just jump on here real quick. You've lost everybody. Like, stop introducing yourself. Stop saying your name. Stop introducing your channel. Get rid of your intro logo, all of it, because you have to conceptualize what TikTok is. You're sandwiched between 2 viral videos on the For You page. Here's your competition. After that, more viral videos. And you're not focused on gaining their first 2 seconds of attention. There's some kid that's been viral for weeks that's next. Yeah. And you're trying to tell them about interest rates. That's difficult. It's not easy. It's why we have events like this on how to do this. Yeah. You have to play the game. That doesn't mean you have to dance around to everything. It doesn't mean you need to have every single thing set to a sound. But what it does mean is you have to understand what you're going up against. And those are attention grabbing mechanisms. That's all TikTok and all social media are, is attention grabbing mechanisms. And you got to play the game. How do you grab attention? Have a hook. That first second, what's going to make someone think, huh? Like, just pause.
I want more. I want more.
Yeah. Well, we're not even there, Jeff, yet. We just got to get their thumb to stop moving. That thing starts gaining smoke as people are on their hour and a half long TikTok binges. You just got to get them to stop.
Yeah.
Then we gain their attention, because a lot of times people are going like this, Jeff, in that millennial pause when they're like, hey, everybody. That pause right there before I even said, hey, people scrolled on you. You got to understand what this world is now. Every moment counts. You're worried about, oh, I messed up my words at second 23. I don't want to post this. No one's making it that far, dude.
Facts.
Post the video.
No one's making it's true. Nobody gets there.
No one's going that far because your whole beginning looks like you're opening up a listing presentation. So it's either that or it's just been people just locking onto trends and only doing trends. Have their places. Don't worry. I'll use a trend, something viral. I think another bit of inspiration would be like the North Valley group. They have a great niche of like taking things that went viral in other places and putting a real estate adaptation onto it. Scott, the mortgage guy, another good one who does a lot of trends, but also mixes in his own content. Like, you got to play the game, but you got to also bring value in some way, shape, or form. You can't just be the trend person. And we do aggregate that, by the way, at Drunk on Social. Will you put that link in? We have a spreadsheet of over 200 trends. So we're also finding them. We have somebody hired on our staff that is specifically just finding trending sounds that are trending elsewhere. And then we spin them back to real estate. We've got a TikTok channel dedicated to this. Check that out. But I want to go back to what you said. So you kind of go against everything that a lot of people say, which is that the problem with our industry is that we're too much business driven. And now here you are saying, oh, they actually want it. But most of our listeners and most of the professionals in the real estate space, their business content, their real estate content is not getting, I mean, the proof's in the pudding. We can go scroll thousands of realtors and say, let me take a look at your account, and their accounts are dead. They're graveyards because they're not good at putting that content out, which is why we like the trending stuff, because at least you're making it a little bit more fun than the boring, hey guys, thanks for jumping on today. Happy Thursday. Let me talk about. I'll say this. I'll go down the line. I made a video where I pretended I was Eminem and I got 2 listings out of it. You know, I had a video. Tristan, I'm sorry if I can't say this. I had a video where I said dildo multiple times and I got 2 investors from that video because it went like this. We're in a different world. I'm not saying you got to be unprofessional. And some people are going to hear that and go, oh, clutch their pearls. That's fine. We don't get along. That's cool.
Dildo.
But there are a lot of people out there who've just spent the last 45 minutes priming their brain with short form bursts of entertainment. You're not going to win walking up saying, all right, so if we see what's going on in the housing market. Hi, my name's Fred, by the way. You're going to lose every time. And it's silly that we're still at this point where people don't get that.
But how do they pull that out of themselves when they?
Some don't, Jeff.
Look at you.
Some don't. It's not for everyone. And that's speaking directly to like short form grab attention. Some people are great at the long form. Some people destroy the 15 to 20 minute breakdown. Some people absolutely annihilate the long luxury tour. Some people are fantastic and they go live often. Some people are amazing at copyright, written word. By the way, what if they're just great at networking events? What if you're incredible at the happy hours? Like, we need to put ourselves in our highest and best use position. And for the people that aren't good at just naturally putting themselves on video, those are the people that probably eventually have to hire somebody who puts them on video. Yeah.
Are you struggling to set yourself apart in the real estate sea of sameness? Do you struggle to decide where to market, how to market, or what to put into your marketing to help you stand out? It's probably because your brand isn't dialed in. A great brand involves a lot more than a photo, a logo, and a tagline, friends.
That's because people don't do business with a logo. They do business with a person. Our friends at BrandFace can help you define, develop, and display your personal brand so you can stand out, outmarket, and outsell your competition. It is time to unveil your inner star. Head to powerbrandtraining.com and check out their free training video. Again, powerbrandtraining.com. That's all one word. powerbrandtraining.com. Check out their free training video. It will be worth your time.
Makes sense, man. Makes a lot of sense. How do you come up with the hooks? Tell us on the intro side. Do you write these all down? Do you listen and you're like, oh, that's a good one? How does it work?
Give us an example.
Yeah.
I mean, an example right now would be like somewhat of like, for example, interest rates. That's a huge topic, especially amongst the people that are kind of locked up right now. They don't want to move because mortgages are too high. Well, a lot of people in the general public, just don't really, have Google alerts set for mortgage rates. Don't know they dipped into the high fives last week. Don't know they're in the low six. Don't know about the 3-2-1 buy down program. So I'd hook something around like I can get you a 3% interest rate and I can tell you exactly how in 5 steps, like tiny little things under 5 seconds and giving a clear expectation, I'd say is a good hook. Giving a clear guideline of what you're about to get over these next 60 seconds. I will try my absolute best for the person to know what the result's going to be, but not quite get it for a little bit. Like the result is, I want you to know how you can become a millionaire in real estate investing by the time you're 30 in 4 steps. And then I'm going to start outlining the steps. By the time I get to step 2, they might, oh, okay, I'm getting it now. Well, 30 seconds in, I've won the social media game. And so the hook has to be something that is topical for the moment, but also it is more psychological. Like, for example, attack their problem. What's the issue that's at hand, and how could you potentially solve it? The exact example of the 6% down to a 3% with like a 3-2-1 buy down program, something like that, is an example of bringing up a problem and potentially bringing up a solution. I have a lot of military clients that were being held back because, or that are military that have VA loans. I brought up the VA assumption loans. It's a tougher market right now to do it. And I'm not going to say that there's any one key. Tristan, if I had a key that said, hey, you put this in and turn it to the left, you're going to go viral, I wouldn't be on this camera. I'd be right here doing it. It's about being in the trenches and actually consuming some of the content, putting out some of the content, and learning. I can't give you just a straight up hook on what topic.
How are you consistently staying on social? Is it something that you plan to do or that you're just on all the time? What does that look like?
Definitely not on all the time. It's a tough one because you can get sucked in. You can get sucked in, and before you know it, 20 minutes is gone, and that happens a lot. Before you know it's a distraction. It's got to be planned. It's got to be planned. And with the content, you have to understand some things are going to work for certain people and not for others. Some things are actually going to fly over others' heads while some people are going to completely get it. And I think that a lot of people also only make content trying to make one thing work. Like I love what Miss Parker just said, talking about social media for like disc types, talking about the different personalities and who actually resonates with what. There's going to be different people that resonate with certain things. I've had videos that I posted, got 100 views, and I posted again 2 months later, and then it got 10,000. Did people all of a sudden become interested in it, or did it just finally hit the right people? People dog on themselves a lot when they're not consistently putting it out enough to find the right people.
That's very true. That's very true, man. And I think the other part of what you do, if people follow you, they see that there's so many different approaches that you try as well. So it's not just one thing. So that's a really good comment that who was that?
Ms. Parker right there. I love that.
Taryn.
Yeah.
What's up, Taryn? I see you. Yeah, she's a friend. You're right. But the cool thing is that he's trying so many different things that in one of those, he's going to hook the analytical, Or he hooked me on one. I was like, wait a second, I didn't know this. And then I do edit it. And then it got a whole bunch of views too. I was like, dude, that was a great one.
I love that.
That was a great one, man.
I love that.
So yeah, I think it's a good comment, but great answer, Zach, when it comes to that.
Appreciate you.
In regards to TikTok, Reels, Shorts, Facebook Reels, are you just posting the exact same thing all across all four? Is it slightly different? What does that look like?
For the business platforms, yes, it's getting the same treatment all across the board. Personal brands, no. For example, like Facebook, the most I'm really doing with it is lives. And then, I'm not really posting a ton on the personal Facebook Reels. It's not getting near as much traction. But the business Reels are doing very well. And yeah, we're just syncing those right over from Google, right over from our sheet, straight into Facebook, right over from the sheet, straight into YouTube. And they're getting the same treatment. And the funny thing about it is sometimes a video can do well on YouTube and absolutely trash everywhere else.
That's very true. Very true. Very true. I love that, man. All right. So should we go out and buy a whole bunch of cameras, or what are we, maybe an amazing mic and some lighting? What are we looking at?
No. This is 99.9% of everything we've gained, in the scale of social media, from clients to agents that have joined the team, to our brand. It's been about here, and it's so simple. And the same people who don't have time for it make time for a lot of other distractions. And I'll just say that I haven't met a lot of people who truly don't have any time. And the ones that do, great. You probably have a lot of money. You should hire a videographer to just follow you around. Problem solved. So you got time. Do you find priority in making this part of your time? Maybe not. And if you don't think it's the right thing for you to do, then that's your own conversation. But it does work. It does require consistency. Heck, I would have clicked consistency if I was allowed to vote for that poll, because that's the hardest thing to do. But that's what's got to be in our schedules. I would go iPhone. I love iPhone. I've always been iPhone. I'm part of the cult.
Do you use a cinematic view or just regular video?
No, I'll occasionally mess around with the frame rate. But I won't do anything, as far as bumping up the quality or anything like that. I just kind of keep it, because it's gonna go down to 1080 the moment it gets on there anyway.
Nice. That's very true, man. That's very true.
Well,
and for those people that think
one of the things that you do too, Zach, is though that you just do the simple thumb zoom in, zoom out. We talk all the time. We study kind of YouTube trends because that's kind of the driver on video trends, and it talks about how you have to be changing the look. So whether it's B-roll, whether it's zooming in, zooming out, whether it's speeding up, slowing down, if you don't do that consistently throughout a 60-second, 2-minute, 3-minute video, you lost. That's another reason you lose people. You have to change what they're seeing to keep them engaged. And you do a great job.
Point.
So the rule of thumb myself and our videographer have is 2 seconds.
The rule of thumb. Did you say that on purpose?
Yeah,
like the rule.
2 seconds or less. There has to be some form of shift. Audio.
Okay, how does it? Let's get into shift. Give me all the different.
A shift could be frame was here, now frame's here. That's a shift. It could be I'm talking like this, but you know what? And blah, that's a shift. Something that's going to shift that person out of subconscious viewership is going to break them back into the moment, because if they're not in the moment, the next notification or the next, you're gone forever. They'll never see you again in their life. So you really have to treat it like that. Like, this is the first video anyone's ever going to see. And are they going to pay attention to it? Not every video needs to be perfect mathematical, but keep it as a thought that if you're rambling for 15 seconds about whatever, you've lost them. And
a lot of us do that, Zach. A lot of us do that.
And it's sifting, and it's made me more self-aware in real life. You get all this data from, people on average are picking up their phone and like 70+% of conversations, and actively it's on, that eye contact, all these different things like they do with the camera, like to know how much we're on these things, how distracted we are by these things, and like to find out like how many seconds someone can literally just, I'm not there anymore. I've started to like walk around like in conversations, like watch people's eyes. Like, are they really engaged in this? Like, if you can only engage with a video for 2 seconds, who's to say you're here right now? Like, I think just intention span wise, we're shifting as consumers. We have to understand it's really about those first 2, 5, 10 seconds and keeping people engaged until they're comfortable. Because I know there's a lot of people thinking, well, Zach, I watch a lot of people who just sit there and talk. Yeah, because you kind of have like a bit of rapport. There's been something that you gained relationship with that creator in some way, shape, or form. They gained your attention somehow. And it probably wasn't just through a lackadaisical 15-minute whatever about the market.
Yeah, dude. And look, I 100% agree with you. And then there are great storytellers too that don't shift so much the frame, but you're just like, okay, this is good, right?
Yeah. So like saying things like for example, like, and I'm sorry, I cut you off, the Zoom delay killed me. I love what Phil Jones teaches in terms of so Phil Jones is like a linguistic guy from the UK. And me and him have had some conversations because the way he talks, I was like, I want to implement that into video because I think it's almost like a secret hook. Like, you can't not listen to at least like 3 seconds of it type thing. So like, if I were to say something like, you're probably a lot like me. You're probably one of those people that no matter what I'm going to say after that word, that, or whatever is going, you're going to watch all of that to see what I'm about to say. Because I just said you may be like me. You may be the type of person that, and it's like almost a guarantee they're at least going to watch that sentence. And then it's just about whatever's after that. You actually hit the, oh yeah, that is me. And then you got them. Like, that's a hook structure. If someone wants like a hook structure. So you're probably a lot like me. So you may be thinking something similar to this right now. So a lot of people are thinking this. Is it you? Like things of that nature that kind of make people feel like, oh yeah, that's me. My savviest clients are doing this right now. And I want to show you 3 things that they're doing. Like, oh, I'm savvy. Grouping people into their own little social bubbles. But those hooks are so important. You have to like click that little button in their head. Yeah, that's exactly what I'd say for real estate agents. That's a good one for real estate based conversations. I'd read the actual book for like just kind of putting it in normal day life and learning how to talk more on video too. But for the in-person conversations, Thomas, absolutely read it 7 times. It's quick.
I notice you're saying a lot in these hooks is you're dropping a line that's kind of a clickbait line, but then you're also saying 3 things, 4 things, 5 things. Is that intentional?
Absolutely. It sets an expectation. And it's been, at least what I've seen is like, for example, if you give someone like the exact number expectation, it makes people feel more comfortable with what they have going into the video. Like so many videos you see on YouTube, top 5 this, top 7 this, top 10 that. Mr. Beast, he's always using numbers and things like 3 days, 100 days, $10,000. It's just something about it makes our brains more comfortable about the content because we kind of have a clear expectation walking into it of exactly what we're going to get. Like I'm a sports fan. Like sports centers had their top 10 rolling for like 20 plus years, and they've shifted out every other show and bit pretty much other than that. We have some kind of connection to just like the countdown, the count up, bullet points. I mean, there was some study, I don't know the percentages, that people are more likely to read your emails or your DMs when they're in the form of bullet point instead of paragraph. Something about our brains. I don't know. I'm not smart. I just do what other smart people say to do.
Yeah, it's the same with our bios too. Like add an emoji and make it in a bullet point fashion because it's more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Nobody wants to see just continuous words. Makes sense.
I thought you were going to say, I don't know why I was going to say this, Zach, but I thought you were going to say, I'm not smart, but I'm sexy. I was like,
Nobody's going to steal that line.
Shit, that would make a great shirt. I don't know why I thought that. I'm thinking, is he gonna say that? And then you didn't. I was like, okay. But dude, that would make a great shirt.
I'm just rocking the little orange out of the back of the closet sweater. And it's a little too warm. It's 55 degrees.
That's so good.
A little too warm.
How's the AC in your new place?
Huh?
How's the AC in your new place?
AC's great. AC's great. It's like a 4,000 square foot Victorian that we're completely rehabbing. So,
dude, wait, are you taking us through that whole process on social so we can see it too?
No, but we are creating videos as we go phase by phase that are going to be one full project at the end that we're then going to pull little stuff from.
Oh, cool. All right, because that's going to be fun to see.
We could have gone that route, but with all the things going on, I was like, I don't want to add more things to the docket. So, because then I would have to be here when the contractors. Yeah, it's just a lot. So, either way.
Samantha's asking, what was the book you said you read 7 times?
Oh, Exactly What to Say.
Exactly What to Say. Yep.
Exactly What to Say by Phil Jones. I probably only read a few books multiple times. That's one of them. Never Split the Difference is another one.
That is a good one.
Untethered Soul, Millionaire Real Estate Agent, or whatever, the Red Book.
The couple questions real quick too, that we did not touch on. Somebody asked to talk a little bit more about frame rate and what you mean by that, or explain what frame rate is. You pay attention to that in your camera.
Oh, I wouldn't dive too deeply into it. 60 FPS is just going to get you crisper shots. I use 60 FPS if the camera is going to move a lot. If the camera is going to be physically moving around, it makes it a little bit smoother. 30% is normal. That's completely fine. 24, we utilize for more long form and like kind of turning it sideways. We all know 24 because that's what movies and the news and all that's normally shot in. It's easier on the eye. So longer, we normally do 24.
Last question. Taryn had a good question. She says, I guess a part of it is what is the point of a post? A call to action or just to stay top of mind? And then what is success metric for that?
That's a beautiful question, man. That's a beautiful question. Oh no, Ms. Parker. Yeah, my apologies. The point of the post. Yeah, you want to know what the point of the post is for sure. Not everything and very few things, quite honestly, need to have a call to action directly involved in them. You're there, especially on social media, to just be a short burst of top of mind, not to sell them on shit every single time. Stuff every single time. You're there to get your presence. You're there to get your face and voice, which is why I tell myself and our agents all the time, if you're making any video beginning, have your face and voice. If you want to shift to the house later on, great. But at least the first 2 seconds, get your FaceTime in with the people scrolling. And that's impressions. If you're looking for the call to action, put that in a place where it's normal. You know, put it towards the middle to the end of the video where people are actually still engaged. Put it in the form of remarketing. The simplest phrase, I forget who said it, but someone said, if you know their intention, you can get their attention. So if you know why the person's there in the first place or why they're seeing the video or seeing your post, it puts you in a better frame of mind as to, okay, what's this person going to be receptive to? Should I ask for a DM? Should I ask for a comment? Or should I ask them to go ahead and get pre-approved and work with me? Just kind of basing it off of what you're talking about, who's going to be looking at it, and where you're posting it.
Fantastic.
I love that, man. What a great way to end. I think we put up all your socials on there as well. And do you have any
OnlyFans on there too?
Where people, yeah, it is. That's why, you're not smart, but you're sexy. Remember that. That might be your OnlyFans.
Man, it's not, man. I'm a solid Delaware 7 and I'm cool with it. I'm super cool with it.
I love it, bro. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening to Social Genius, brought to you by Drunk on Social. We are here to help you take your business to new levels through social media. Make sure to subscribe to get updates on new episodes and come join us on our Drunk on Social Facebook page. And as always, make sure you leave us a great review on your favorite podcast app. Feedback and likes are very much appreciated.